Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar series. Today we are going to have a custom training on exploring the many resources that are available in the Talent Triad. We have a few goals just to accomplish here. We're going to do a quick recap of just why the Talent Triad was created and go through the quick sign up. I have a few slides on some screenshots of the resources available, and then we're going to leave you, as always, with some of the training links, and then we're going to go into a live demo of where you can find those actual resources in the Talent Triad. So why was the Alabama Talent Triad created? Well, it was really back in 2018, the state and Governor Ivey set a goal of adding 500,000 credentialed Alabamians into the workforce. This was done in an effort to increase the skilled workforce, but also to increase the labor force participation rate in Alabama. Alabama as a state is behind the national average in labor force participation rate. And just by increasing that by one point would add 50,000 Alabamians into the workforce, which, as you can imagine, is a significant economic impact to the state and across the state. So in order to do this, the state knew that it needed a workforce ecosystem in which employers, education training providers, and students and job seekers could all collaborate and really build that bridge between education and workforce. It also had to be an ecosystem that could really bring transparency to what students have earned and learned and how that's applicable to the types of jobs and roles that employers are looking to fill by really making skills that common denominator. You know, most people would have a pretty hard time articulating what they have learned, what they know and can do, but especially when it comes to searching for jobs and building that resume. And people in general just are getting skills in a lot more ways through internships, co-ops, apprenticeships, on-the-job training, just through experiences like volunteering. You're gaining skills from those should be accounted for, and the Alabama Talent Triad is trying to make all of that learning count and just make it easier for individuals and job seekers to be able to articulate that and get connected to jobs. So it is a triad. There are three components of it. The main part that we're talking about today is the digital wallet and LER component, or learning and employment record, for students and job seekers. There's also a skills-based job portal for employers where they can kind of take their traditional job descriptions and really enhance those with skills. And then there's finally a credential registry where all the great education training providers across the state of Alabama can park all of their great programs, like the certificates, licenses, credentials, degrees, all of those great programs, and unbundle those down to the skill level. It is funded by the state, so free for every Alabamian, every employer, and every education training provider to be a part of. So how does it work? So it is built for mobile and desktop platforms, so it can be accessed from virtually any device, from your phone, from an iPad, from your desktop, from a laptop, anywhere that you have access to. You can access the Alabama Talent Triad. So it's just alabamatalenttriad.com. You can also scan the QR code here. This will bring you to a screen where you'll see a sign up, it's free button. And that will bring you to this screen where you can just put in the information it's asking for: first name, last name, email address, and then choose your username and password. Click sign up, and you've now created your account. So after you have signed up for your wallet, you can really then begin to start populating your wallet with skills, credentials, experiences, create that skills-based resume, and start being connected to those skills-based jobs that employers are putting in the portal. But also, in addition to the great learning and job opportunities that are going to be available, there's also a wealth of other resources at your disposal through the Talent Triad. We're going to explore some of those. In general, the majority of them can be found at the bottom of the screen in some form or fashion here, and I will take you through where those can be found. So one, I mentioned there are recommended learning opportunities and job opportunities. But there's also ways to find funding for those learning opportunities. One of those ways is through scholarships. So there is a scholarship finder available through the Triad. Once you click that, it's going to bring you to a categorized grouping of those scholarships where you can search, by a particular job sector. Under the there's an additional section called tools where there is also a ton of additional resources to find. We're going to take a look at some of those. So when you click tools, it's going to bring you to this screen. If you click information, you can find information related to childcare providers. So if you are someone who is available to work or wants to get back to work, but finding childcare is a struggle, which we hear all the time across the state. There is a childcare provider link here. If you click that, it's going to take you to the lists of approved childcare providers across the state, and you can put in your location and find that closest one to yourself. There also is under information as well a link to a financial fit. It's basically a financial literacy program, kind of for those who want to improve their financial wellness. You'll find a wealth of information here, just about how to build credit, the should you rent or buy question, managing your credit cards, buying a car. So all kinds of information just about how you can improve your overall financial wellness. We're still staying within the tools section. So under career planning, when you click that drop down, there's also a link to the David tool. So this is through the Atlanta Fed. It's a benefits cliff tool where you can basically see the financial outlook for different career paths. You can input kind of a household budget target and then identify the estimated level at which your after-tax income, like what your income would need to be to cover the kind of cost of basic household budget items to live and work in the modern economy. So a very useful tool, just as you're kind of exploring different career paths to make sure that it's going to fit your needs for your household. Here is kind of what that, like I mentioned, it's through the Federal Reserve through Atlanta, and this is just kind of an idea of what that looks like. There's also under tools an unemployment tab where you can find just a link to, should unfortunately you become unemployed, there's just that link to the compensation claim where you can go in and fill out all of your unemployment paperwork. And by having your wallet filled with your skills, your credentials, all of your experiences, having that skills-based resume, you're already going to be prepared for what's next. So by having this one-stop shop of being able to know where to go to fill out your unemployment claim, but also already being recommended jobs, you're kind of going to be one step ahead there. Lastly, here is just there are some links, should you have a disability, there are some links to, the Department of Mental Health. and the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation, which is some resources that you can look to find there as well. Again, I'll always leave you with some training assets and support links. So here are links to some self-guided trainings, some of the other tools that are available, and here's just another snapshot of the tools that are available at the bottom. Thank you again for joining us today. Here are the links to our socials so that you can make sure you are staying up to date with all the latest and greatest information from the Alabama Talent Triad. Now I'm going to stop sharing presentation and jump over to a live demo in the Alabama Talent Triad, just so you can see the navigation for all of the tools we just talked about. All right, so you can see here we are at alabamatalenttriad.com. Here is the sign up, it's free button that I mentioned. We click that, it's going to bring us to that screen in just a second. So here's the screen, first name, last name, email, choose your username and password, and click sign up. We're going to go ahead and log in under a demo account. All right, sorry about that. Looks like I have a somewhat of a slow connection today. So I'm going to get logged in here. All right, like I mentioned here, so just logged in, you'll see your wallet, all of the options over here within your LER, all the credential skills and experiences that you can upload. But down kind of at the bottom of the screen is where all the resources I talked about. You can find those. So under resources, we talked about scholarships first. So we'll head there. And you can see those are kind of grouped by the related job sector. So if we expand one of those, we'll see some of the scholarships that are related to that. And then I think the rest of the tools that I mentioned are all, or resources are here under tools. Under information, this is where we'll see the list of childcare providers, also the financial fit, link to that website as well. If we come back out, I believe under career planning is where all the links to the David dashboard are. So where you can really kind of input your household budget and see, what type of careers are going to get you to the level of income, after tax income, that's needed to kind of sustain that living wage. I also mentioned unemployment. So there are, a couple different unemployment links. There's the for filing of your unemployment claim and just some other information as well. And then finally, I did mention some information for those who have a disability as well. There's lots of resources for you to explore under that drop down as well. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. We're always available for any additional questions or any help that you would need. So feel free to always reach out There is also a support ticket, so you can always fill out a support ticket through the Alabama Talent Triad as well. But feel free to reach out and contact me directly as well at any time. Thanks for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.